everybody. Hopefully you guys can hear me. If someone could let me know that they can hear me, that'd be great. This is going to be the second or third part of the reading I did on Putin, Ukraine, Zielinski. And it's about a week old, over a week old, this reading. I laid it last week, all the cards. And I hate it when I do that. Sometimes I feel inspired to do that. And then something happens and I can't get right to the reading. And I don't like a reading to lay out too long. And somebody's telling me to lay new cards. But I'm still going to go ahead and deliver it because I have done some work on it. And whatever new comes to me, I'll share. But the last part, the last question, I may actually end up doing new cards for that one. So right now I'll deliver part 2 and 3, and we'll see about 4 later. Because I feel like I should probably lay new cards. So where we last left off, Zielinski was making a passionate plea for help against these airstrikes. Lots of help and aid coming in, but not enough time. There's delays, and it's likely to come in too late. Putin on the warpath, Putin wanting blood, wanting death of Zielinski and the Ukrainians, and potential for chemical weapons and toxins. There's still much danger around these nuclear plants. There's no guarantee there will not be a nuclear holocaust. We are still in danger, girl. And take every day and savor it. Live your life, people. Not in fear, but enjoy life. Okay? And the Empress. NATO feeling regretful because something goes down that's really devastating, really, really bad. And they wish they had taken him out sooner. And the United States not able to move forward with bigger plans that could really subjugate Putin, being held back by greedy forces at play. Okay, and then also plots and schemes on both sides, possibly even on American side. I feel it's assassination, strong assassination type of energy building up, but it's including Biden now. I feel like Zielinski at risk, Putin at risk, Biden at risk. Okay, that's something new that I just got. So I kind of don't want Biden to go to Europe. But anyway, staying in the mode of this question, the second question, I hope I'm making sense, guys. I'm just kind of in my zone right now. So and I'm just jumping in because the time is opportune for me to do it. Okay. Again, we got Putin, we got Zielinski, we got exterior forces, we got NATO, we got America. Putin is the Page of Cups. Page of Cups is a card that's very psychic. Oh, the question that we're answering in this row is, why has Putin invaded Ukraine? What is his true reasons for it? And we kind of got some answers last time. Will he take over Ukraine entirely? And will he invade another nation soon after? And so we're going to see what the cards pick up, and I'll answer it to the best of my ability. So Putin has the Page of Cups, which is a very psychic card, someone who follows their dream. They're very sensitive. Putin is offering something here, possibly to Ukraine, Zielinski, or the other nations, some sort of proposal or promise. Okay, that's a prediction. He has a poker face here that is broken by some kind of surprise. He will be receiving some news or surprise. He's going to be pleased about that. The Gamblers clarifies the the Page of Cups, this is Putin's card. This is talking about someone who is using their abilities or psychic abilities or gifts. That he may be using secret intelligence that he's gleaned. So I think the reason why Putin, like I said last week, that he may have a health issue. It's not really a death wish. It's more of an ambition to carry out this lifelong ambition to be this powerful force. But I think he also wants to quickly gain power, money, and position. He wants revenge on America. He wants to make America and NATO look weak. And he wants to also affect the next election because he can only benefit by the administration that was in office last time being in office again. So he's taking all this into calculation, and that's part of his motivation. He also feels right now that he has an advantage, right? He's got some insider information, right? The child, a gift, pleasing information, and it's secret intelligence that Putin has. And so based on that, and he's also very psychic, I definitely want to say that Putin is a psychic. Usually he gets the King of Cups, and now he has this Page of Cups. So he may be relying on other information outside of his own. He feels that the time is right. He feels that the time is right. But he may have taken this timing from another source. There's a third party that's helping him to get what he wants. He's also received third-party help. That's why he has a secret intelligence, okay? It also says that Putin is enjoying this war very much. He is taking sadistic pleasure in it, in this game of chicken and fear. And the fear that he's, the panic, I guess, that he's creating. He's a sadist. But one thing that this card also says is that the player is getting played. So maybe that's some good news. Let's look at the NATO card. NATO has the Seven of Pentacles. I think I see a super chat. Thank you, whoever gave the super chat. I'm not really looking at the screen, so I'm not shouting out at the screen. Oh, by the way, now that I said that, I got a really nice email from Shining Hawk Healing, who's a fellow YouTuber, Shining Hawk Healing. And she does awesome tarot readings, political readings as well. So guys, check her out. Please make sure to do that. Okay, back to the reading. So, this is NATO right here. NATO is the Seven of Pentacles, reversed. Wasted days and wasted nights. Who sang that? This is a wasted time, wasted effort, wasted investment. Whatever they're asked to invest in, they don't see that as a wise investment. I think that's what Putin calculates, right? That NATO, there's certain lines that NATO is not going to cross, that NATO won't cross. That's part of the calculation. And part of why he's doing what he's doing right now. And there's no time to wait for NATO. This is predictive. No time to wait or to reflect. They must act and make a decision right away. So, something may happen that's now calculated or planned. NATO's trying to understand what Putin is really after. There's no negotiation or persuading Putin. Our efforts are in vain and wasted to drain him and his country to stop the Ukraine invasion. And I feel like there's failure in a plan. And this is NATO here. So you guys, it's confusing when I don't take the time to put it all in order and I just let it flow. So I hope you're following what I'm saying, because normally I take the time to rewrite the information I get so that it flows good for you to understand. Okay, so this Seven of Pentacles is clarified by the City House. City House for me in Sibylla is kind of like, it acts like it's a border town. There's like, so it could be talking about borders or limits, territories, lands, governing structures. I feel like there's private meetings and talks and a need to reevaluate strategy that's not working to somehow stop this crazy train. I further clarified it by the Trip card. So it's saying that a situation is still dragging out, talks are dragging out, the discussions are delicate, and it may involve border changes. These are highly delicate discussions with NATO, Putin, and U.S. involved, of course, because that's part of NATO. All right, so let's read the U.S. Can you guys still see? Got the Eight of Pentacles reverse. Clarifies the U.S. position. And the visit reverse as well, was reverse as well. So I'm just letting you see the card upright so you can see what's going on in the card. So Eight of Pentacles, something's not functioning or going according to plan. I said over here, it all involves NATO, right? Something that they planned on or calculated or speculated on, gambled on. And even after some kind of devastation or big loss or death, America is still not going to get involved because they can't get involved. America's not going to like put boots on the ground, at least not, you know, ones you could identify as Americans. They cannot get involved. We cannot get involved. America cannot get involved. The visit reverse says the situations in the talks are very delicate, as I said before. I'm kind of fidgeting around because my camera is set above my head, so I'm not sure if I've got all the cards in the view. So that's why I keep fidgeting. Sorry. So visit reverse. So the situation in talks are delicate, and there are misunderstandings or lack of agreement here in the visit card, okay? Problems between NATO and Putin prevent success. A promise from Putin also seems like a promise given by Putin will fall through, will fail to deliver as promised a fruitful outcome. This is all, I feel, predictive. The U.S. is unwilling to take any hasty measures. And even when a promise falls through from Putin, the U.S. will still not take a hasty measure. So there's something that's promised that will fall through and that should trigger action, but the U.S. will still not take any hasty measures. It's a delicate situation. So I don't know. I don't know if I feel like this is like right away what I'm talking about, or if it's down the road. I'm kind of like, it's the question itself is being answered, but what's playing out, I'm not sure about how long the time frame is, if this is happening right now. And I guess what I'm trying to gauge is when this really goes down, because I still don't feel like this has happened yet. Okay. So now let's talk about David, King David, Zielinski, up against Goliath here, who's really not as big as he projects himself to be, but anyway. Zielinski has the Hangman reversed. So this is about delays. I feel like he's definitely able to delay or block or prevent the goal of Putin ultimately taking over Ukraine. All of Ukraine. But I feel like there's going to be talks about borders, reestablishing borders. So I feel like he's going to get a part of Ukraine. I feel eventually Ukraine or Zielinski will end up having to surrender, making Zielinski a martyr, which he's already become. There's something here that Zielinski is doing or coming up with that's a brilliant plan. And he's taking some sort of action or risk on his own, outside of the advice of NATO, in order to buy more time to prevent or to delay the inevitable surrender, because, I mean, he wants to save his people. Yeah, they want to fight to the death, but he also wants to save his people. He wants to save his people. He's considering solutions of how to get out of this predicament and wanting help, but he can't wait any longer, right? This is like, you got to get off this tree now. I've been waiting forever. I got to get off this tree now. He can't wait any longer. Still, he's resisting surrendering at first. So he's putting up a lot of resistance. They're going to fight to the very end till they can't fight anymore, okay? He thinks maybe he's being selfish, that he should sacrifice himself. Well, I have news for you, Zielinski and Ukraine. You are already the sacrifice. You are the sacrifice. Okay, whatever that means. I was just they're the sacrifice. They're the sacrificial lamb. Okay, clarified by faithfulness of affection. Guys, give me 1 second. I gotta let my dog in. She's pacing. Let me let her in. Hold on. Okay, clarified by faithfulness. So I feel like maybe Zielinski, there's some kind of brilliant plan here. He may be partnering with someone that he trusts. There's a partner or an ally or bond here. to get more help. And yes, it's an optimal collaboration, but there's delays, like I told you before, and help may not come in time. And that's further clarified by the sweet card. So that definitely there is a collaboration, but again, there's an anxious awaiting the arrival of the help. And to further clarify, the lettera tells me the results arrive within a week or two. These cards were laid last week, so within the next 7 days, the help arrives, but it may not be quick enough. So there might be a potential surrender in the next week, give or take a day or two. If the help doesn't arrive in time, okay? But it's still iffy. And remember, Putin's taking some sort of sadistic pleasure in something. And I feel like this is some kind of reach out or promise that's miscalculated. And when broken, it should call for fast action, but there's no hasty measures taken. And then this would be other territories, with the territories here. Delicate talks about other territories. We have the Nine of Swords representing them. So the sphere is deep, and it's these nearby territories. They're up at night, freaked out, what's coming. But I feel that there are a lot of not only aid coming in, but feet coming in to these territories to help, defend, should they need defense. And remember I said last week the angel of victory, to pray to the angel of victory. This is the angel of victory, which clarifies the Nine of Swords. So I feel like other nations being invaded will somehow be averted or avoided, as this is the result of intervention that's divine, fated, or destined. It's also my extraterrestrial card, and it is my it's the victory card. Fortuna transforms all negativity in the reading to positive, right? No matter how bad it is, if you get Fortuna, everything's going to be okay. So I feel like the invading other nations won't happen right now. Maybe that'll be part of some talks if he's given some territory. Again, I don't know how long down the road this will happen. But I feel like the situation will work out in their favor. These other territories, their worries and fears, they will be averted. And I feel like the extraterrestrials, even though I don't read on the extraterrestrials, they're here too. Two Fortunas. They are here. Good ones are here. These are good ones that are here to help prevent that or help protect from above. There's protection from above here. Higher protection from above. It's fated, it's universal, it's, and it's very positive. So you can look at that however you want to look at it. There's something having to do with the money and the economy. Something having to do with money and economy, or a trustworthy alliance formed will bring gratification to these other nations. Okay, yeah. Um, I think that's just trying to say, again, kind of like this card up here, so if you can't see it. Just there's a lot of fortification being calculated and hopefully put in the right places to bar against this further invasion of territories. That's the best I can read it, guys. I feel like the Fortuna card comes out and somehow they're able to avert their worst nightmare. I do feel like Putin will end up occupying a part of Ukraine, and there will be new borders established. There's a lot of resistance from Zielinski and the Ukrainians still, and fighting till they can't fight anymore. But I think an eventual surrender. So I guess he hasn't decided yet if that's something he's still willing to do or not. Because like I said before, any deals made, he knows they will not be fair. So that's the end of that part. I think it will take over part of Ukraine. I think they will help try to establish new borders to get Putin to stop. And maybe this will help for a little bit. But I feel like Putin will go back on some kind of promise or something. I don't know how long down the road that is. Okay. So let's do the third part. Will Putin be stopped, if at all? You guys know what that means. Let's see if the cards will tell us. You still see? Okay. Let me just give me a second to try and keep everything in the camera. Move everything up. Okay. All right, so this row here hopefully will answer that question. This row here, okay. All right. Will Putin be stopped, if at all? Putin's got the Justice card. Zielinski has the Moon card. NATO has the Queen of Swords reversed. America has the Nine of Pentacles reversed. And other energies has the Four of Swords. Okay, sorry, I don't want to move these too far because I don't want to forget where they land, what they clarify. Okay. I don't know. Let's start with Putin. Hold on. I think I'm going to redo this whole last final row. So maybe I'll just move all of this. Because I'm not feeling it anymore. Then again, I might regret not doing it. I don't know. Okay. So Putin is the Justice card clarified by the Country House. So this is a card of karma. Putin gets what he deserves. This is karmic or legal justice coming towards him. His actions will have consequences later. There are options or decisions now being weighed. A major decision is made about Putin or from Putin. I feel like there is justice coming for Putin, but Putin sees himself as death coming for everybody else. This card represents inner feelings, what's going on inside of you. Also a lot of seclusion and withdraw or retreat into a dwelling of refuge. Again, this isn't like chronological. I don't know when this is going to take place. This is just what I'm seeing. Putin in a place of withdraw or retreat in a refuge and legal repercussions coming towards him. So he's not dead. At least not at this time, he's not dead. Allegedly, or for entertainment purposes only. But I'm not putting any commercials on this, so I really don't have to worry about that anymore. I feel like Putin may make some decision to seclude himself or to go off to a place of refuge or a place of protection. Maybe he will go into some refuge of hiding or for protection or security. Because it's next to the Moon card here and this Queen of Swords reversed. I feel like Putin is definitely involved with dark energy, psychic pressure. This guy, the universe is mental, right? So this guy knows that too. The powers that be know that. This guy's into dark energy to manipulate those mental powers. Anyway. Putin makes a dark decision. That's all I get. Putin makes a dark decision. That's all I get. NATO has the Queen of Swords. Clarified by the enemy. If this were Sibylla, this would be the Wicked Witch. This is your worst enemy. A hidden enemy. If I were reading Sibylla, but I'm not reading Sibylla, I'm reading Tarot. But it's clarified by the enemy. So I feel NATO is out for Putin, is pissed off, and wants to cut out the offending energy with everything they have. There's defamation of the offending party. So condemning of the offending party. With enemy here, I feel like NATO has plans to harm Putin. Okay? Because if this were Sibylla, she holds a dagger out. And they're in wait. Lying in wait. And they have plans to harm Putin directly or indirectly, whatever. They want to harm Putin somehow. The aim is to harm Putin, period. And they have hidden persons in play. Putin is in real danger that comes from NATO, and this is a hidden harm. But I don't think the plans succeed. I don't think the plan succeeds. America is the Nine of Pentacles and the Waiting card. Still waiting. Nine of Pentacles reverse. This is independent, single energy. This is codependent, involved energy. So America is involved in these plans, but it's kept quiet, right? The money drain is on Putin and on the NATO alliances. So I'm feeling like the economy in America is going to really drop. Even though they said that we had good numbers, job numbers, it's looking like there's a money drain coming for America. A big money drain. Everybody's affected by the energy drain and by the money drain. There could be an energy drain. I guess the drop in oil, the energy. An energy drain and a money drain is called out. We as a nation are too dependent on, or too codependent on the source of money and energy that we are getting. So, we're going to have to find a solution to that. I feel like there's something else here, but I'm not picking it up right now because I actually, I shouldn't have did 2 rows at a time because it's too many things bombarding me right now. I'm feeling kind of drained myself right now. Waiting card for America. America just tries to keep their head cool and wait for the situation to get under control. And I feel like that's what these extraterrestrials are doing. They're keeping the situation cool. Boy, this reading is crazy. Sheesh, man. I hope I'm connecting. The 4 of Swords represents, well, let's talk about Zielinski. Zielinski has the moon, so he may go into hiding, or there's some uncertainty about Zielinski. A lot of darkness on Ukraine. Uncertainty and fear for Zielinski, Ukraine. A lot of lies and deceit. And I feel around this promise or this assurance that's given, maybe that makes him consider giving up. Promises, assurances that are given, this lies and deceit. Also, the delay around the help asked for. There's lies and deceit around that too. Secrecy around Zielinski. And I feel like he's left in the dark about something. With impediment reverse, there's talks about secrets that are connected to the querent. So there's secrets about the querent. Maybe there's talks he's not aware of. I'm trying to puzzle this out. And Zielinski gets, when this card is next to this card, it talks about betrayal. Zielinski gets betrayed. But I think that's the broken promise I talked about earlier from Putin. But it could also be, I said something about a betrayal in the first reading. You guys have to look back on it now. Right now, my head is like all over the place. So, sacrificial lambs. So the final card is the Four of Swords. And this represents other energies or other things coming into play. The prayers, the angel of victory answers the prayers. But I feel like Ukraine is the sacrificial lamb. There is quietness and peace here, but I feel peace before a storm. Perhaps some type of truce or understanding, a peace zone or peacetime. Again, this is all read in correlation. This might be disturbed or broken. Maybe this is a place where people get relief or recover from something, a hospital or a zone, a place of peace or neutrality. Maybe it's agreed that this is a place of peace and neutrality. But it's clarified by the bootlicker, or I call this my smoke up their ass card. This is clarified by a promise that is just bullshit, smoke blown up the ass. This is clarified by a bunch of bullshit. One should not trust the teller of this tale, as it is just a tactic for the opportunists to get what they want. So I guess you can decipher that as, what I decipher that as is, it's all connected. I feel like there's maybe some sort of talks that brings quiet to the situation, but I think that there is appeasement given to Putin in terms of territory, or on the side of NATO, but on the side of Ukraine, I'm feeling like this is a bitter fight to the end. There's maybe a promised place of neutrality zone that gets crossed or broken. There's some sort of ally that Zielinski is trying to work with in terms of, and it's a brilliant plan. It may have something to do with something, help that comes from above. And that's all I got for you guys. I don't have any more to give you. Okay, so the last question, that's part one, that's part two and part three. So that gets me off the hook with that, guys. I did the best that I could with it. The final question is, what is the outcome for Putin and the world? And what will be the final outcome for Zielinski? I want to wait to re-ask that question. I'm not ready to ask that question right now. Based on the cards that I see, I don't feel like Putin gets offed. I don't feel like he gets offed. I feel like there'll be a failure attempt. At least that's what I see in these cards. I feel like there is an up in the air outcome for Zielinski right now. And I definitely do feel like Putin will be tried for war crimes. So he's not dead. I feel like we fail in our plot or our scheme to take him out. So that's what I got. So I will ask the question again, though, later at a later date to re-clarify that. Okay, guys, thanks for tuning in. Blessings, bye. Oh, if you would like to get a personal reading, or if you would like an SRT clearing session, spiritual response therapy, where I clear your conflicts if created either in this current life or in past lives that are stored in your consciousness to help you move forward in life, then please check out my description box and see that for my information to book an appointment. Thanks for listening. Bye.